Lachie Onslow, spelt L-A-C-H-I-E and O-N-S-L-O-W, from Fleet Helicopters in Armidale. We've come down to the Taree Air Base for these numerous fires, pretty much from Port Macquarie up to Newcastle. So since Sunday we've been operating on all of the fires pretty much, and down here water bucketing in Lucy, which is our UH-1H Huey. We arrived here on Sunday and went directly to the House Creek fire, which was about 48 degrees sitting on their fuel pad at Gloucester when we were refueling. So I drank a lot of water. But House Creek was quite furious, as it was everywhere around the state on Sunday. It was a terrible day for fighting fires. Yeah, yesterday we spent the day at Papenburra fire down near Port Macquarie, and which was compared to Sunday, it was quite pleasant flying. It was still windy and hot, but nowhere near the conditions that we had on Sunday. Sunday was in my 25 years of fighting fires, it was one of the worst days that I've flown in. This is Lucy. It's a UH-1H Huey helicopter, like you might see in the Vietnam style movies. Lucy was never in Vietnam. It was a training helicopter for the Marines. But we've painted it up pink, and we raised money for the New South Wales Cancer Council, and which is a lot of fun, and she gets a lot of media attention, as you can see. And to date we've raised about $30,000 to $40,000 for the Cancer Council, which is a great result. Well, here we are in Lucy's cockpit. As you can see, it's quite a large cockpit. The original Hueys, the pilot, the captain, sat on the right-hand side. But we've converted all the instrumentation and controls over to the left-hand side because the bucket hangs underneath below us, and it's a lot easier to see out of the left-hand side of the aircraft than it is out of the right. So it's a visibility reason why we've moved the cockpit across to the left. As you can see, there's quite a few radios in here. At any one time we might have 4 radios talking to us, which becomes quite tiring during a long day. We've got aircraft-to-aircraft communication, aircraft-to-ground communication, where the guys are calling us in on targets. We also have communication back to the airbase and communication back to the RFS main base. So you've got to try and lighten that load up a little bit. And so we usually have an air attack supervisor and a smaller helicopter flying around us, and he'll take a lot of that radio load away, whether it's being us doing our half-hour SAR call, which is a search and rescue call, just to make sure that we're safe. So in that sense, we can ease our workload up, but it's still quite a big workload. Lucy carries about 1,400 litres of water. So we also have a siren on board, so when we're bringing water into areas where there's ground troops on the ground, we don't want 1.5 tons of water falling down through the trees and hitting them. So we hit the siren, which alerts everybody on the ground that we're coming in, and with any luck we're not going to hurt anybody on the ground when there's 1.5 tons of water falling through. Okay, on Sunday we were into the fire at House Creek, and as everybody knows, Sunday was unbelievably hot, and it was 48 degrees outside air temperature for us, which in this helicopter's got no air conditioning because we're trying to save weight to lift as much water as we can. And so I was imagining that the temperature inside the cockpit must have been about 55 to 60 degrees. So it's a pretty hot day in here for us when there's that type of temperatures. So we go through a huge amount of this all day. So I'm probably drinking 20 bottles of this a day, just trying to keep my liquids up. We do sweat a lot in here, and it's quite a long day. So this is the position we spend most of the day in, and when it could be up to 10 hours a day. So from a chiropractor's or a physio's point of view, we're a godsend, because we need a lot of work at the end of the season, because we're crouched over into this fishbowl window and trying to watch the load below us, which is about 100 feet, trying to keep the bucket out of the trees or stop it from hitting anything. And as you can imagine, it's incredibly hot in this window, so it's our own little sunroom on a 48-degree day. Okay, now this is our water bucket, which is probably the most important piece of equipment we've got. This is the thing that saves people's lives and houses and property. Most people think that they're quite small, but as you can see, it's a very large bucket. It carries about 1,400 litres of water, and when we drop it into a waterway or a dam, we just open the valve, which you can see is just opening there now. And we also have these little flaps that let water in like that. So this will fill about 1400 litres in about 30 seconds. And once it's filled up, we shut the valve, as you can see happening there. And then we can carry the water to wherever it needs to be. And then when we get over the fire, we can either dump it in one complete load, or we can just drop a little bit out and shut it back down again. So it's a multiple drop bucket, so we can, if we're just doing little spot fires, we can put a couple of 100 litres on lots of little different fires, or we can drop the whole 1400 litres in one go. The speed of the aircraft also depends on how long a run of fire we can do. The faster we go, and if we open this bucket just a little bit like that, we can do a longer run if it's only a small amount of fire. Or if we want to get a big fire, we can dump the whole lot and fly quite slowly, which puts it all in a shorter space. But it's called a water hog, Australian made, so it's great to see some Australian equipment being onto the fire ground. We'd really love it if everybody could get behind Lucy and join her Facebook page, Lucy Fights Fire and Cancer. And through that we raise awareness of cancer and raise money for the New South Wales Cancer Council. So jump on board.